Hey, we're back at the Ann Arbor Pinball Museum for yet another episode of the infamous Games I Should Have Never Bought! Today at the museum, we're talking about the 1965 Irving Kaye Batting Practice game. This is one of the 4 ramp-style games that were introduced between 1940 and 1965. And we're going to talk a little bit about the history of these ramp games and what all 4 of these bring to the table. But this episode is mostly about this game, the Irving Kaye version.
I don't know who the hell you are, but sit down and shut up. You can play second or third.
We've made some modifications. And actually, let's geek out and talk about the modifications. Might as well. We'll do that first before I actually show you playing it. First off, the playfield men, which are really cool. I love the playfield men, even though they serve no purpose. These are not original. I replaced these. They are basically scans, 3D scans of the originals, and then printed on PLA plastic, and then I painted them. And you notice they have a slight glow to them. That's because up here, I have the original tube that was provided by Irving Kaye. And I also have a black light. And what I did with these guys is I used a little fluorescent paint to wash this area and their caps and their socks to get them to glow a little bit. And I just like the look. If you don't like it, hell, you can look there. I turned the black light off. It's a switch. You know, no black light. Black light. None. Black. I don't know. I like the black light. Maybe you don't, but it's pretty easy to change. Now, the original men are these guys here. They're little green army men, and you can see they look like they have white bird poop on them, but they don't. That's part of the molding. Irving Kaye did this 2 different ways. They did them in green, and they also did them in brown. The brown ones are really ugly. The problem with these guys is as they get bent at the ankles, look, you see how they're starting to crack? See that? That's from getting hit by the balls, I reckon. And one of these is the batter. I don't know. Yeah, here's the batter. Look, he's missing his bat. Right there was a bat. It broke off. So I scanned these guys in and printed myself new versions and then just painted them up. And I think they look a lot better. Again, maybe you don't like the black light thing, but I dig it.
Does that booger eating spaz make me want to puke?
Another modification I did to the game was related to the ball lift mechanism here. So what happens is as the balls come through the game, see they pile up in this hole right here. And then these little guys here, which are mounted on a number 41 chain, which is motor driven, bring the balls up like this, and then down this trough, and then through to the front of the game and down the ramp, enabling you to hit them. So when I got this game, there was 2 chains. There was the one that was on here, and then there was another one sitting in the bottom because the game came with 2 chains. It came with a chain with 3 of these and a chain with 4 of these, which means that if you had used the 4 lifter chain, you'd get balls more often. There'd be less time between balls. 3 chains would slow the game down, or 3 lifters on the chain would slow the game down. To be honest with you, the game was just too freaking slow, so I took apart the 4 chain and took these out. They have little master links that these things hold on place on the chain, and I made a 6 lifter version of the chain. So now I get a ball about every 7 seconds. Makes the game a lot more exciting and go a lot faster because it was just being way too boring for my taste.
Engelberg,
What?
that is a bunt.
The next thing I did was replace the balls. So this yellow ball that's all beat up, doesn't even look round anymore. That's the original balls for the game. And I believe there's about a half dozen of them, 6 to 8, maybe even 10 of them in the game originally. In my game, there was 6, but God knows how many have been lost. And these are 30 seconds in diameter. And what I did is I went on eBay and I bought these. These are 24 millimeter, which is about 20 thousandths smaller than this. But the important part is they need to be 10 grams in weight. They have to be 10 grams. If they weigh too little, the game doesn't play right. And if they weigh too much, it's too hard to hit the balls into the upper deck area. But with these new white balls, they roll a lot better and they're more visible. These things are these are bloody awful. It's interesting too how the balls don't really sit in the ramp. See, they sit kind of on top of the ramp. I guess that's by design, but here, look, you see how this guy, he rolls pretty nice. This guy, he barely rolls at all because he's not even round anymore. Listen to him, he just sounds bloody awful. That's why I put new balls in. You get better roll. And with better roll, you have less chances of things getting caught back there.
Here.
Thank you, Lupus.
Lupus.
Lupus. Sorry. That's superb.
The last little modification I did was make these. These are stickers that originally went here. Here, let me turn off the black light there. Okay, so you see where it says runs, 1 run, 2 run, 3 run, and 4 run. You can see them up there. Those were all beat up where you couldn't even read them. So I made new stickers, printed them on vinyl, and then put a clear layer of Mylar over them. With a slight addition, I added these arrows. See these down arrows? Those weren't there originally because to me, it was unclear, which deck you were actually scoring. The one that says 1 run on it, I thought if you put the ball up here, you get 1 run, but really it's the ball down here gets you 1 run. I mean, maybe it's obvious, but to the casual player, I think having these peel and stick decals with the arrows was super helpful.
There was old Ted coming up to the plate, swinging a menacing bat. Strike 1.
Now let's talk about the bat. The bat is fully mechanical. That means it's not electric at all. And if you just pull it in slowly, the trigger slowly, you can see the bat goes to about there. But realistically, if you nail it hard, look how far the bat goes all the way around. You have to have a measured hit on these things. If you just wail on it too hard, you're just going to bean balls all around in the infield and you'll never get them in the decks for any scoring. So you use a measured amount of force on this bat. And the way the bat works is if we go down here, you can see it's just the trigger pulling some gears with a big spring. That's all that is to it. Not much, really. But it is different than the Keeney League Leader that had a solenoid-driven bat. It seems that people like this because they can. It's more tactile.
Come on, let's keep playing. Hey, it might be hurt. I think he's dead.
He's not dead. He's drunk.
As far as the scoring, there's separate switches for 4 runs, 3 runs, 2 runs, and 1 run. Most of these games don't work like that. What they do is they have a set of 4 switches that are all 1 run. So as you hit a higher deck, the ball just rolls down 1 run, 2 run, 3 runs, and then you get your 4th one. That's how they usually work. But this game uses a score motor to actually get your 1, 2, or 3 runs or 4 runs. And the reason why they do that is in some innings, you get double score. So if you look here on the adjustment, we can get double score on all these different balls by putting these jumpers in. And that's what I do. I have it set for maximum double scoring. And then you can set the number of balls per game. And if you exceed a certain number, you can either get 5 extra balls or replay. And then if you go way back here, there's some more settings for your extra ball or replays. so you can determine where that all happens. I like the extra balls because the games do seem a little short, and if you're new to this game, it's a little bit difficult to play. I'm going to show the batting practice in action during gameplay. I got my buddy Bob. He's going to do the actual play, and I'm going to obviously video it. And I have the front glass out. Okay, that way it's no obstruction. Bob, go ahead. Start a game. So the reel's all clear. And now Bob's waiting for the first ball. You'll see it said ball play. It'll say 1, and here it goes. Bob, you suck. Come on. Bob, can you do a little better here? Oh, denied. Denied. Come on, Bob. You're hitting it too hard. What the hell is wrong with you? Stop hitting it so hard, Bob. Finally, you got 1. Oh, big deal. Okay, double score. Oh, he put it. What? That was the 3-run one. Double score for Bob. Finally, he gets in the game. Come on, Bob. I need a little better here. Come on. Yes, that was a 3-run. Yeah, nicely done. Another one. He's finally getting in the. He's getting the momentum. Nice. Yeah, finally double score. It's a double score. Ball number 9. Oh, you didn't get the double score. Oh, it was the prior ball that was double score. Okay.
Double score.
So you'll get double score on this one?
12.
Yeah, here, 12. Yeah, but you're just going to get 2 there. 1, 2. Okay, all right. No, this one's not double score. Lofted it up there. Not bad, Bob. Not bad.
5 extra balls.
5 extra balls. Oh, man, Bob, you got the 5 extra balls. Wow, look at that. So he's going to get extra balls. He got a high enough score. Nicely done, Bob, but you got to hit something. Come on, Bob. Oh, finally. God, what the hell? Okay, there, that'll get you some score. All right, let's see, 18. Now you're at 19. So I think at 20 will be the last one because the normal game's 15. You got to 32. That's pretty good. And did you get more? No, game over. So you got 20 balls. You got the 5 extra balls. And you got a score of 36 with 20 balls. Not bad, Bob. Not bad.
What you got against baseball anyway?
Well, the baseball you guys play is for.
1940, this little guy was released by Keeney, and it's called the Texas Leaguer. You can see down there on the playfield it says Texas Leaguer. Unfortunately, this one's a little beat up. Cabinet's repainted, stand is not original, but try and find one of these things. They're not that easy to come by. It is really the first ramp game. You can see the ball. It comes down the ramp, and then the player has a manual powered bat. So you can hit it super hard or loft it, and you're trying to get it up into the runs area. And then mechanically here, you can see the balls congregate, and then you have to do the math. Like most pre-war games, you have to do the math to figure out what your final score is in the big picture. This is a cute little fun game. It really is. You see, when I reset it, all the balls evacuate the run area, and then they come down the ramp. I'm going to actually try and play it while holding this. Come on, baby. And then you try and beat them up into a run area. Like there, I got 1 run. And you can see the ball just ends up. They just congregate into that little chute when you get them up there. See, I got 3 runs. And now I put 1. Let's see. Can I get one anywhere else? Probably not. I kind of suck at this. It's hard to do with the camera on. But anyways, this was really the first ramp game. And you get so many balls. It's not a time game. And again, you're trying to get it up into the higher numbers. In that game, I just poorly played. I had 4 runs, mostly into this area here. The easiest area, the 1-run area.
What do you expect? All we got on this team was a bunch of and a booger-eating moron.
Next up was the 1941 scientific batting practice, which compared to the Keeney was just a huge monster. A lot of people saw it as the quintessential ramp baseball game, and they were in arcades forever. And the advantage to the scientific was, one, it had men on the playfield. I mean, it's just something people dig. They don't serve any purpose, but they look cool. And the other thing is that it actually scored baseball somewhat accurately.
You're not supposed to have open liquor in the car. It's against the law.
So is murder, Engelbert.
And then in 1958, Keeney came out with the league leader. As far as baseball ramp games, here's your ramp. This is a fan favorite because it's the only one that actually scores baseball correctly, where you have runners getting on base the correct way, and then as they come home, you get a run, which is how it's supposed to be. These other ramp games, none of them score correctly, not even the scientific. I can get into the details of why the scientific doesn't score correctly as baseball, but that's outside the scope of this video. The only bad thing about this game is, again, a lot of people don't like the electric bat. It's solenoid driven. I don't know. I find it to be fine, but it's kind of a bummer this game does not have players, little army men or what have you, on the playfield. It would be nice if it had that, but we do have this nice graphic of this gentleman that's doing a wind-up here. Good game, really good game, and I have a YouTube video just about this specific game, which is in the link in the description below.
Out of your trophy and shove it straight up your ass!
I hope you've learned something about these ramp-style games, and in particular, the 1965 Irving Kaye Batting Practice. Keep an eye out for these. They don't come up for sale often, but they are a good acquisition if you have the space, because they are large. It's a large game. Thanks for viewing, and I hope to see you at the next Ann Arbor Pinball Museum open house where you can play this game.